All right, welcome back, everybody. A couple of days off, but we're back again, and we have Lisa with us today from Crooked Compass, director and founder. Very, very well known in the industry, no doubt, and doing a lot of great things at the moment. But I guess, you know, like always, there may be a few people out there that don't know who you are, Lisa. So, how about you give us a bit of your backstory and how you are where you are today?
Yeah, sure. Well, firstly, hello everyone, and thank you for tuning in. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Lisa and I'm the owner and director of Crooked Compass. I've been in the industry for 18 years, this month actually, and I started off in retail, worked my way through into wholesale, was a tour leader as well over in Europe for a little while, came back to Australia, moved into the tour operator space, and worked in expedition cruising for a short period of time as well. And I just found that there was a gap in the market for, well, essentially my style of travel, which is going to the lesser known places that haven't been too touched by tourism. And I had, I felt that I had a wide skill set, having been in quite different elements of the industry. And I wanted to give it a go myself. And we started off with just 6 tours just over 7 years ago.
This is 2014 or 13?
14, yeah.
14,
yeah. So this month we're going to our 7th year.
Wow. Well, I'm 15 years this month as well in the industry. So maybe it's May. I don't know why people kick it off here. But how's current situation going for you? I guess at the moment, you know, we're all going through this crazy time. What's social distancing and working from home and all that look like for you at the moment?
It's been really tough. It's been really up and down. As you can see, I'm in the office today, so I'm coming into the office twice a week at the moment. I have a 3-year-old at home, so working from home is not always productive, as I'm sure we're all experiencing. But yeah, I mean, social distancing, none of the team are here with me. We have alternate days if anyone does need to escape from home and want to come into the office, but we're just making sure it's one person at a time at the moment. Otherwise we are all working remotely. It's weird, it's strange, I don't like it, but it is what it is. I guess from a business perspective, we have been hit pretty hard. Everything that we did bar one product was all international. We only had one domestic product. So effectively our business technically is in hibernation because we can't send anybody anywhere. However, we've really tried to look beyond the doom and gloom and beyond the phone calls and the cancellations that everybody's going through, and look at what we can do with the business. And that's really given us that positivity, that inspiration to know that we will come out the other side of this by expanding our domestic product range, and also we'll be introducing New Zealand in the next couple of weeks as well.
Cool. And what's happening in that space at the moment? How's the domestic product going?
It's coming along. It has been challenging because a lot of the small regional partners that we will be working with have also been in hibernation, or they've been completely closed down for a little while. So it has taken us a little longer than what we hoped to be able to get more product live. We have 4 domestic products live at the moment, with another 2 to come out in the next week or so. And then we've still got another 10 or so that we're still building. So like everything that we do, it's all about showcasing the lesser known side, letting people discover Australia in a way that they never dreamed possible, and still really delivering those unique cultural immersive experiences, taking people to some of the wildest and most beautiful landscapes, and just, you know, literally blowing people away with what they didn't know was in our own backyard. Any
examples for us of what those tours look like?
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, to give you an example of something that's completely off the radar, one of our products that we have in the Northern Territory is up in the Wessel Islands. And I'm pretty sure that 99% of you guys would go, where is that? Which is exactly the response that we want when people look at the product. We don't want people to be like, oh, there's another Kimberley product. So the Wessel Islands, they're actually the ribbon of islands that used to connect Australia to Papua New Guinea. So it's off the coast of East Arnhem Land. And we've chartered a yacht to take travellers up through that archipelago. And these islands are uninhabited now, but they still hold incredible rock art galleries. There's Indigenous stone fishing traps that are still there. You can still find Indigenous artefacts like stone axes and that sort of thing. There are the most beautiful freshwater lagoons that are like horizon pools that overflow as waterfalls directly into the ocean. Incredible fishing, and there is literally nobody that operates in the Wessel Islands but us. We're very privileged to have the permits up there. And yeah, I mean, that is a perfect example of some of the things, or one of the things that we can offer that really is quite different. And obviously being up in that East Arnhem Land area as well, it's a very ocean to plate gourmet foodie experience on board that yacht as well.
And I guess most people kind of would look at Australia as a place that's, you know, pretty well travelled. You know, people sort of know all those big ticket items across most of those iconic destinations. So, you know, from a Crooked Compass perspective, how much of this stuff's out there? How much, you know, more interesting, off the beaten track things like what you just mentioned in Australia is there for you to tap into and obviously show your customers?
Yeah, I mean, well, as I said, we've still got another 10 or so to come live. Some of them are as extreme in terms of lesser known as the Western Islands, some of them not so much. For the ones that are not, I guess, that are a little bit better known, it's also for us about finding a way to do it differently. We don't want to offer something that everybody else does. We don't want to offer something that somebody else does, let alone multiple people. So, you know, even if we're looking at something like the Eyre Peninsula or Bruny Island, it's all about finding a way that we can do it completely different to the way anybody else does. And that's why people choose to travel with us, because they're the types of travellers who don't want stock standard. They don't want mainstream. They don't want the easy option. They're prepared to journey and to push boundaries and to get things that are exclusive and a little bit different.
And you said that obviously, you know, generally, you know, or up until, you know, the recent situation, everything was overseas or international except for one product.
Yep.
Just on that international product, obviously everything's been shut down now. Have you guys got some time frames of when that's up until, or what's the kind of general policy stuff that you guys have got going at the moment?
So we are still working on 30-day windows. We haven't cancelled our entire 2020 season, despite the fact that realistically, we're pretty confident that borders aren't going to open for Australians to go internationally. However, the reason we haven't cancelled everything is because our clients actually don't want us to. They want to wait. And if they want to wait, then we're happy to wait too. It doesn't change the way that, you know, what they're offered in terms of compensation and options. So, yeah, I mean, our season, basically, our international season ends in October. And then we go into our quiet season until the following March. So we've still got a few more months of cancellations to come through. However, most people have rebooked for 2021. We're hoping that from March 2021, we'll be able to kickstart with our international product again. There's a lot of information coming through now about countries starting to reopen from next month. We got a notification about Iceland this morning. I know that from Friday this week, there's a Baltic bubble opening up too. So slowly. But like anything, there's still so many unknowns. So we just have to be flexible and stay in contact with our local operators and our partners and make sure that we're all on the same page for obviously looking after clients both financially and you know, being able to rebook them if that's what they want moving forward. But yeah, I mean, generally we're offering 3 options. One, to rebook for next year or 2022. We've opened up 2 years of dates, but still offering those who move their trips at 2020 prices. We've got the option to hold any deposits in credit, which can be used on anything with Crooked Compass until the end of 2022, or of course a refund of deposit as well with a very small administration fee. So they're basically the 3 options that we're offering and that we will continue to offer. We wanted to be as flexible as possible for our travellers, and I have to say that 99.9% of them have rebooked as opposed to opting for a deposit, for a refund, which is fantastic for us because it allows us to forecast forward into 2021.
And speaking of 2021, and obviously maybe from the international side, because we know you have got some great domestic product coming in and possibly New Zealand as well. Was there anything that happened sort of, or was due to happen in 2020 that, you know, like a new destination or a new tour or something that you're really excited about that you guys have had to push to 2021? Or is there anything that's possibly new coming out in 2021 that was always coming in 2021?
Yeah, we had a couple of new destinations for this year that obviously were unable to get off the ground just because of our friend COVID. So we'd introduced Belarus this year. We also had the Nadam Festival in Mongolia too. And whilst a lot of people have heard of Nadam, a lot of people aren't aware that Nadam is something that happens countrywide. It's not just the one big festival in Ulaanbaatar. So we were going quite remote out near the Russian border to a very small traditional Mongolian town who did Nadam in the true, authentic traditional way, as opposed to the way that's crafted for tourism in Ulaanbaatar. So that was something that was quite special for us. Obviously that's for July, which is not going to be happening, so that'll get pushed to next year. And we also, I know we launched Saudi Arabia, but that wasn't until 2021 anyway. Yeah, they're probably the main ones really that were new for us. But there's nothing that can't be redone next year. We didn't have anything coinciding with anniversaries or anything like that.
And a lot of companies and a lot of businesses are obviously taking this time to redevelop or reinvent or work on some stuff that they possibly hadn't thought of before, or had the time or more time, I guess, than anything to do. What's that look like for Crooked Compass? What have you used this time to go, you know what, we've really got to crack onto this side of things, we've really got to do some more of this, and this is what's going to make us stronger and better on the other side? What have you been working on?
Yeah, so initially when it was all still very grey as to what extremes we were going to be moving into with COVID, we took the initial sort of downfall when that first wave of cancellations and nervousness came through to really improve our procedures, to improve the way that we have internal training content for my team, how they can access that more clearly, more easily. But we basically redid the whole way that we would train a new person that came into the business, so that if somebody new came in today, that everything was clear with how you would find it, how you would be trained, and if you were left on your own and thrown in the deep end, that you could still find that information. So that was our first focus point. And then as things became more serious, we started to go, okay, yeah, maybe now it's time to really push the gas pedal on our domestic product and get that moving quicker. So that has been predominantly the focus more than anything. And I mean, that's been taking up my time full time. I feel like I've never worked so damn hard for such little money at this time. However, it is putting the business into a nice, healthy position for when we can move forward and move around our own country a little bit more free.
Yeah, I think you're probably not the only one in that boat of working super hard for next to nothing. A lot of agents out there are in the same boat, I think, and
yeah,
I think everybody resonates with that at the moment. And really, I guess if you can see what the other side can kind of look like, or you've got a bit of a vision of what this hard work's going to allow you to achieve, then I guess it's all worth it in the end. And I guess getting through those days that you wonder why, as long as that purpose or that vision or what you can see on the other side is there, then I guess it does make it worth it.
Yeah, it does. And also too, I mean, so much of this is, I feel like it's going back to startup days, and I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way too, where you have no money and you've got to beg, borrow and steal to get anything done. But also too, it's such an unknown, none of us have sold domestic properly for a long time. And so even with us, we've been building this incredible product, but until we could actually get it live, and that fine line between, is it too early to push and sell versus should we still just be inspiring people, that's also, it's another learning curve. And we didn't know how the product would be received. We didn't know how it would take off, if it would take off. And we launched, I think it would be nearly 2 weeks ago, we went live with our Queensland product. We've only got 2 spots left on our first departure in May. So, that's a really clear indicator that our style is something that people want, and that we're on the right track. So, that's sort of given us a renewed confidence to keep going down the path that we're going and to keep building out that product range.
What do you think the agents should be doing, or what's your advice to the agents to get through this sort of unknown stage, getting through this, a customer's confidence to book, should they be pushing it? Should they be selling it? Should they be inspiring it? How to get an agent to get those last 2 spots booked on that departure in Queensland?
Yeah.
What's your advice to them out there at the moment? What do you think they should be doing?
I think it comes down to the agent and where they're at in their own personal headspace. Some agents are still dealing with quite a lot of trauma with disgruntled passengers and having challenges with operators and airlines and that sort of thing. And I think until you can sort of move beyond that headspace and start to see the other side, which happens quicker for others, for some rather than others, it is a challenging one to be able to navigate as to when do you start promoting to your clients again. For us, I made the conscious decision that for March and April, that was sort of our inspiration phase with what we were delivering through social media, our newsletters. We've sort of stopped anything that had a hard sell attached to it. And then from May, we had the first lot of product live, ready to go. And I was just kind of like, people are desperate to move. There'll be people who are burnt from, you know, originally having trips cancelled and that sort of thing, and they're not going to be ready to rebook. Some will, some won't, but don't push those people. Think of the other people in your database who perhaps were planning a trip. They were getting so close to booking it and then they just couldn't because borders shut. They're the people who have the itchy feet. They're the ones who want you to inspire them. And I get that domestic is a little bit challenging because we have pushed it away for so long. But if you can find these unique experiences that you can dangle in front of them like a carrot to say, hey, look, I can get you here, I can deliver this. It not only shows value as what you as an agent can offer, it shows your client that you've taken initiative, that you do know your stuff. It helps to bring back that value around the reason that travel agents actually exist. But it also tells your clients that they don't know everything. They can't figure out everything in Australia themselves. Like jumping in your car and going to a camping ground or going to a 2-bedroom apartment on the Gold Coast. Do you actually really want those type of bookings? You know, think about what it is that you want to deliver. Think about what you sold internationally and how that can transfer across to domestic. You know, if you sold a lot of cruise internationally, have a look at what cruise product is available domestically. And I'm not talking about like the big cruises that are coming in from Asia because they won't be coming, but have a look at, you know, smaller charters, yacht charters. There's a lot of cruise product out there that is small private vessels. It's just about redefining what it is that you want to offer and then finding these key points to suggest to your clients and to inspire them and to get them to come back to you and know that you've got their best interest at heart.
And if agents obviously know a little bit about Crooked Compass, but obviously not too much about the domestic product, where can they find some of that information to be able to give to their customers or to get upskilled themselves so they feel confident and sell that product?
Yeah, sure. So our website has everything at the moment. All 4 tours are featured on our homepage, which is just crooked-compass.com, or you can just Google Crooked Compass and we'll come up. Otherwise, we do also have an agent Facebook page. It's called Crooked Compass Agents, nice and simple. So each time we go live, we do announce the tour in there. We also share our social media tiles as well. I also have a list of agents who have specifically asked me to notify them each time we go live with a new tour. And when we do that, I give them the PDF of the itinerary, our social media tile, selling points as to what makes this itinerary completely different and, you know, that wow factor for you to be able to share that with your clients. And also information about, you know, fun things like deposits, final payments, group sizes, that sort of thing as well. So if anybody wants to be added to that list, please just shoot us an email. You can contact us through our website or through our Facebook page, and I can easily add you to that list as well. And very soon we'll also be on Josh's agent training platform as well.
Yeah, there's we'll add some of those links to the post so that they can access all of that. Yeah, because I think this sort of product is really important to make sure that you've got your head around it and you're very confident in it. As you said, you know, booking those 2 nights down the coast or a big 4 caravan park, you know, it might feel like, you know, a good idea at the time because you just want to get any sort of booking that comes your way. But, you know, being in line with what you pride yourself in being as a travel agent, travel advisor, you know, somebody that, you know, really helps people understand how they can travel the world in whichever way they want to travel it. You know, it's important to upskill and to make sure that you got your head around all of that product first, I guess. So definitely some good advice to jump on and get learning. What about personal advice or professional? But what do you know, we kind of ask everybody this question. You know, we've all gone through this situation. You know, we've all seen, you know, plenty of social media inspirational posts and things that have told us what we should be doing or could be doing at this time. What's your take on it all? What are you thinking? If someone asks you what should I do in the downtime, what would you be answering them with that?
In the downtime, my answer would be researching. It would be, you know, really thinking back as to why you are a travel agent and who your client is, like creating that avatar of who it is that you sell to, and then working through and researching what product is available that you can upskill yourself on for those clients. You know, things are changing so quickly today here in New South Wales. We've got the announcement that from 1 June we can move within our own state. So for us, it's like, yes, let's get our New South Wales product launched. There's all sorts of things moving, and states will move at different paces for the domestic market, which will also impact the way that clients book. So I would just really encourage people to research, to upskill, to really rethink about why they're an agent and who their client is and what they want to be selling, and really stick to that. If you've got grey areas, pick up the phone, talk to someone who knew you when you were at your prime, at your peak, performing well. Talk to them about ideas. Just chat through what your challenges are. There's going to be a lot of nervousness around selling domestic as well, again, because it has been so long for all of us. But I mean, people, we're all in the same boat. We've all gone through this roller coaster, and whilst I don't agree with the saying we're all in this together, we're all in the same storm together, but we weather it differently. But people do want to help, and that is one thing that has come out. So just ask. I mean, I'm spending most of my day on Zoom calls, one-on-one with agents, doing Facebook Lives, all sorts of different things, just because I want to help. And there are so many other people who want to do the same thing. So if you have a product that you would love to sell, but you just feel like you don't know the nitty-gritty enough, pick up the phone, talk to these people. They are so happy, and people have the time at the moment to do it. So really, really utilize that opportunity.
Yeah, I think it's great advice. And, there's going to be, it's interesting because I think, kind of the elephant in the room is around, how many agents are kind of going to be back in the game. We've all heard of stores that are closing and brands that have closed. Will there be enough seats available, for everybody? And I think, that may be the case, and it's probably, smart to think that there's a good chance that not everybody's coming back in full capacity. But,
yeah,
the good thing from that side of things is that the people that do come back are going to be, very experienced, good databases, I guess the best of the best agents are going to come back into the game. So, if you are aiming to be one of those, what areas of the industry or what areas of the game are you, not as well versed in, or, how can you increase your knowledge in certain areas, or what do you want to be known for? What's your niche, or what side of the market do you want to play in? So, I think we're all at this stage now. We really got to start ramping it up to what it could look like, because it could move just as quick as what we're seeing with this 1 June opening. There could be a 1 July open. Then people are going to create the confidence and start booking. I think seeing people confident in the streets, confident to go to the beach, confident to go to the restaurants. You see the traffic on the roads. You're like, have people forgotten already? Yeah. And as soon as people start to feel that way, they're going to want to start booking, and they want to start traveling again. And we need, as agents, we need to be there ready to go, and to be able to create that confidence in the customer and book them. So, it's hard because you don't want to tell everybody you must be doing this, you must be doing this, you must be doing this, because people are sick of being told what they should be doing in this downtime. But the reality is, to be prepared from the other side, we've got to be doing something. And getting ready. So I think it's great that Crooked Compass has come into the Australian market. It's such a unique product, and I think not only once a few of the Aussies get to experience that domestic product, it's going to get them excited about getting to Saudi Arabia or Belarus, or all these places that you're opening up in the world as well, which is really great as well. So thank you for bringing that product to the market. Nominations is kind of where we usually finish it up. Who do you think we should hear from and get some value on a Zoom chat like this?
So I've got 2 people that I would like to nominate. The first one is Glenise Johnson. She's the owner of Wandering the World, who does walking tours predominantly abroad, but also now domestically as well. Yep. She's the former MD of Peregrine, so certainly someone who knows her stuff, who knows how to adapt, and just someone who's just generally inspirational. And the second one is Brett Jardine, the Managing Director of Cato. Cato is the Council of Australian Tour Operators, and Brett has been incredibly instrumental in working with the ACCC, fighting a lot from the tour operator perspective of trying to assist agents and around, you know, this client refund nightmare that we're all dealing with. And he's been quite vocal on radio and also on TV with ABC and that sort of thing too. And I know that our industry's had so much negative press, but there is some positive press out there as well. It's just not shared as much as the negative. And I just think that it would be really wonderful for agents to know that that action has been sort of going on behind the scenes. And yeah, obviously to hear a completely different perspective about how the tour operating space is going to change moving forward and what it means for agents in a positive light.
Yeah, I reckon it'd be great to have both of those guys on, and I think both would add some really, really good value. So we'll tag them in and see if they want to jump on. Mate, I think we'll leave it there. It's been great. I think you've given us some huge amount of value today and lots to think about, and it's so exciting to see your product opening up in Australia and possibly New Zealand as well. So good luck with that, and you know, look forward to seeing some feedback and reviews from when the customers actually experience it and see what it's all about. So thank you for your time, and look forward to catching up on the other side.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks, Josh.
All right. Thanks, Lisa. See ya.
See ya.